Hey, hi all. Welcome back to VR Knowledge Center. In this session, we are going to talk about AWS CodeWishperer. So, what is AWS CodeWishperer? How it is going to be useful for a developer, a programmer in the software industry. So, AWS CodeWishperer is a general purpose machine learning powered code generator that provides you with code recommendations in a real time when you are going for creating a program. So Amazon Code Whisperer is coming up with a beautiful AI tool, right? It is going to provide you different code recommendations based on the language you are going to write a program. So as you write a code, Code Whisperer automatically generates suggestions based on your existing code and comments you are going to type it in the editor. So your personalized recommendations can vary in size and scope, ranging from single line comment to a fully formatted or fully formed functions. So Code Whisperer can also use it for scanning your code to highlight the security issues defined or available or exposed to the external world. This is coming up with a security scanning option as well. Let's get start this how to install this Code Whisperer into your machine and then how you are going to use it as for code recommendations. Let's get started with this with Visual Studio Coder here. So I'm going to use a Visual Studio Code editor to integrate this because you can integrate in anywhere. So not only in Visual Studio Coder, you can use JetBrains editor to install same thing. So you choose extensions here and type AWS Code Whisperer. It is going to show you the results here, and you need to choose AWS Toolkit here. Looking at here, as I already installed this AWS Code Toolkit into my machine, hence it is just showing a disable or uninstall because it is already installed. This toolkit is coming up with Code Whisperer, Code Catalyst, Lambda, and S3 and CloudWatch logs, and many more other services. So once you install this, you can see here it is coming and displaying in the left side icon here, AWS. And once you choose this, right, you need to do is you need to choose a select a start option here. If you want to start a code catalyst, you choose start. And if you want a code whisperer, choose a start here so that it will ask you to sign in to the AWS environment to get the AI generator tool. So here it is by default selecting code whisperer AI powered code suggestions, right? Because it is coming up with Catalyst and Code Whisperer of code suggestions and the logs like AWS Explorer with S3 and CloudWatch, many more. But right now we are going to demonstrate on Code Whisperer AI-powered code suggestions. Choose this, and here you need to sign into AWS account. So just click on here, right? It is going to ask you to copy the code and just copy the code, right? It is going to browse the URL by default to connect to the AWS account. You just paste it the account and just click on next, and then it is going to show you, right, another option here. I already logged into here and it is asking to me allow. I'm just clicking on allow, and it is asking to me wait for a couple of seconds. Here it is go. So AWS toolkit for VS code can now access your data. You can close this window and start using AWS toolkit for VS code, right? Just close this, go back to your Visual Studio, and you can see here connected to Code Whisperer with AWS Builder ID, switch between existing connections in the toolkit panel, right? So once it is connected, you can see that here also connected to AWS Builder ID, right? And now here coming here, it is in the running mode. So you can see here, this is a status bar, AWS Builder ID is ticked. That means it's already validated and it is connected to AWS. And this is Code Whisperer, which is ready to start now. So now next thing is you go for any programming language. As I said, it is going to support different programming languages to provide code recommendations. Now I'll try with my C# and JavaScript. So I'll go here, I'll open my file called C# sample.cs, where I'm going to try for my luck here, right? So here you can try anything here. Just start typing it here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type it here something like create, let me So this is my comment. I'm writing it here. Create, right? Student class with SID, SNAME, and SCores. Then press enter and wait for a couple of seconds. Looking at here in the bottom bar, you can see CodeWishperer is running now. So it is giving suggestions here. You just press tab so that it will be automatically added to your sample.cs. When you're not comfortable or not satisfied with this particular block of code, just remove it. Then it will suggest you another code recommendation. So the shortcut, which is going to enable or confirm or send the alert to the AWS CodeWishperer is Alt C. Looking at here, my CodeWishperer is tick mark, that means connected. When I press Alt C, it is going to start, getting my recommendations. Looking at here, it is going to fetch another set of code for me, like using system, which is a by default namespace importing, and class being created using the class student. And this is my name I mentioned, SID, SNAME, SCores, and this is what accept method, which basically executes to get the values from console, and this is for display. This is something which is giving a code block and recommendations for the developer. And it is very easy for the developer to choose the code recommendation and incorporate that code recommendations into real-time development. And similar way, if you want to create any other stuff, like now I want to create some extension method. Let me do a create, right? A main class to call this accept and display method. Just wait for seconds. It is again creating a code block here, giving a code snippet for me to integrate. Similarly, you can try anything, right? Create a student class. This time create extension method, right? To the student class. Just type and press enter, right? My CodeWishperer is running and pulling off my relevant stuff from the CodeWishperer. So I'll wait for some time. So I should properly specify, create an extension method to the student class. I'm not sure whether it is recognizing my requirement. Now it is, let me try again. Press Alt C, it is running and it is saying a student class, right? And press here and again press tab, and now again it is looking for code blocks. So I'm not sure how it is working out. Maybe the comment must be in the proper way. So let me remove this. Let me try in this way. Create EMP class, right, with EMP name and address and parameterized constructor, right? Let's wait for a couple of seconds and see what is happening in here. So I'm going to create EMP class. Let's see here. This is what the code block it has given me. This is what the fields are mentioned: employee ID, employee name, and employee address. And this is what the parameterized constructor has been automatically created by taking the word from my comment. That means public and the class name should be as a constructor name. That's what the basic definition for constructor. It has taken employee as the class name EMP, and it is providing an argument for all three properties and assigning it by default instead of my constructor. And this is for display method. So this is what the beauty of a CodeWishperer coming from Amazon AWS, and which is giving more recommendations to the developer to easily write a code. Let's move to another file. This time I'm going to use JS file, right? Is that I just removed it? Oh my god! Let me do demo.js. Okay, so I'm going to create a comment here, create a function or create a function to encrypt the input text. Just press enter and wait for a couple of seconds. It is going to give you suggestions here, right? So it is looking for a kind of TypeScript, and it is giving it. If you're not satisfied with this, you just remove it and wait for some time. Again, a couple of seconds. Again, it is giving same recommendation. Let me try to define a comment like create a method, uh, dot accept a string and return a string reversed. Okay, this is the function it is giving, and these are the examples it is giving, right? So, and this is something reverse it is talking about, right? And instead of this, no, it's not getting it. We try in a different way. Create method to encrypt. Create a method to encrypt or encrypt this string. Let me try this. Should be in proper way. Create a method to encrypt the string. Let me try now. Function, it is talking about function, right? Encrypt. Let me try. It is talking about it. No, I think we have to remove this and wait for another session. Now it is giving now. Good. And it is pulling all the stuff. This is how it is giving a function to encrypt a string. Okay. Similarly, talk about create a method to sanitize or decrypt method. Let me try a method to decrypt the string. It is giving this a decrypt method with automatic suggestions here. And similarly, you try for create a method to shape the character, right? Press enter, and it is going to give you the code block, and you have to choose the recommendations if you wish to use it. Otherwise, you will leave it. This time, I'll create a method, right, to sanitize my input method, right, to sanitize the input string. Let's wait for a couple of seconds and press enter and see what is happening. It is creating a method sanitize, which is taking text as input, and this is what it is replacing all the characters with empty, right? And similar way, if you want to create a method count the number of characters in the string, it is going to give this way. This is something which is continuously giving suggestions. And the only thing is, as a developer, you need to choose what suggestions you wanted and what suggestion is suitable for your requirement. This is amazing, right? And coming to here, we have a run security scan here. When you run this, it is going to run the security scanning on the current active file here. It is demo.js, and it will get report from the AWS account. So it is scanning active file and its dependencies. Let's wait for some time. Looking at here, this was generated a report, right? This is something it is saying demo of J so and so 55 line on 34 column. The parser expected to find the curly braces to match the curly braces token here. Looking at here, it seems you are not closed here. Count character function is started with curly braces. And again, this is another function started inside of it. Just remove this. Okay. Now again, you run your run security scan and see like how it is pulling off your vulnerability stuff from your active file. Let me do this, scanning active file and its dependencies now. Take a couple of seconds. It all depends on the size of file you are trying for scanning. It looks like it is no issue found, right? Security scan completed for one file, 0 issues were found, right? It seems fine now. This is another beauty of this Amazon, right? AWS CodeWishperer. When compared to the other kind of tools like GitHub Copilots, right? GitHub Copilot also a similar kind of tool which is going to give code recommendations, code blocks, but it doesn't have a security scan. But this Amazon Code Whisperer is having running of security scan on an active file. Okay. Okay, this is all about Code Whisperer. I hope you understood the purpose of Code Whisperer for the developers to pull the code blocks and recommendations in real time. Okay, thanks for listening to this video, and please subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you.